Hi, Share UAV has sent me Share C1, their new LiDAR scanner to review. Share C1 will be put on the Kickstarter on 4th November 2025. I put the link in the description. Inside of the box, we have batteries and also the handle. This will be the LiDAR in it. It's a Livebox 360 that's widely used in many SLAM LiDAR scanners. They have a silicone cover, which is quite easy to remove. A PD charger, SD card reader, phone holder, clip on the back of the 3D scanner. Battery pack, it can do 30 watts quick charging. So Share C1 doesn't come with a base plate. When a 3D scanner comes with a base plate, you can use it for collecting the control point. So now without the base plate, you will not know where is the work point of the 3D scanner. I think you should find some small tripod like this. It will be secure when you place it on the floor. Okay, this is Share SLAM mobile app. It connects to the phone by using the Bluetooth and the Wi-Fi, and it connects very fast. So next I'm going to set up the project name, and then it's going to warn you to remove the cap and place the scanner on the floor. Then the IMU will start initializing. It will only take less than a minute. When it's done, it will start capturing. It has touch input that you can zoom, orbit, and pan, and the scanning data is displayed in real time. For the interior scanning, I recommend that you should walk slower than 0.5 meter per second and 1 meter per second speed for the outdoor. The preview screen is very easy to use and it shows you the trajectories. This bathroom is too small, so I will just stick my hand in there. And also this storage room. Same as other LiDAR scanner, you should always facing the scanner toward the feature. And now I'm walking up the narrow stairs, 90 centimeters, so I have to walk backward. And when you turn, you need to turn slowly. If the stair is wider than 1.5 meters, then you can't walk forward. Okay, now I'm entering a very narrow corridor. I need to walk backward, and I'm going to enter this room, so I will partially scan it, then walk backward into the room. For scanning small room like this, if you want to capture all the floor, you have to sit down. I'll tell you more about this later. I have already captured outside of this room so I can walk forward. Now I'm entering this bathroom, which is very small, so I have to walk backward. Now I can walk forward because it's already captured the outside of the room. Now I'm going to the third floor doing the same thing, so I have to walk backward up the stairs. And then slowly turn to the high feature area so that I can continue tracking. Inside of this room is larger than the corridor, so I will walk forward. And you can check the parallelness of the floor when you're scanning. Now I'm on the third floor and all three floors are parallel, which is very good tracking performance. This is the only one LiDAR scanner that can go up to the third floor in this building, and all the floors are still in parallel. Okay, this room is small, so I walk backward. You can see that some part of the floor is not captured. It's the nature of a Livebox 360 sensor. You need to sit down to capture all the floor. Okay, here's the final room. A very small bathroom. I just walk backward and walk out. So I'm getting out of this room, so I will use the room for the reference, walking backward and down the stair. On the way back, I can walk forward down the stair, but I want to capture the other side of the stair, so I will walk backward down the stair to the starting point. If the stair is wider, you can just walk up and down in a regular forward movement. But this house, the stair is quite narrow. Now I'm returning to the starting point. After pressing stop, it will save data into the SD card, and you can see that the starting and the end point of the trajectory is very close together. What you see here is the point cloud capture with the IMU sensor. It has not been processed with the SLAM algorithm yet, in which you have to export this into your PC and remap the point cloud. But you can check for the floor parallelness in real time before you left the job site, and it looks very good to me on the phone screen. Okay, next I'm going to process the point cloud micro SD card. It's a SanDisk Extreme USB 3.0 USB card reader for copying the data. This side is USB-C and this side is USB-A. So it should work with any computer. So next I'm going to copy the project files, which is the files name that I set on, into my desktop hard drive, and start the point cloud processing. Okay, this is the photo files in the micro SD card. If I check, the file size is 3.49 gigabyte. Okay, next you need to click on here, data calculation. It will prompt you to put up a project name, and it asks you where to save the project files. Okay, next I'm gonna choose this folder, and it will ask for the raw data. Click on this folder and it's going to detect the raw data. It shows here. Click on OK. Okay, this is the interface of the Chat Studio. You have here RTK Fusion. This is not compatible with the C1. C1 does not include the RTK unit, so you cannot turn this on. Control point also, the C1 does not support the control point collection, so you cannot calibrate. Point cloud colorization, I highly recommend to turn this on because the color point cloud from the Chat C1 has the high density point cloud almost matching the non-color version, and the quality of the color point cloud is very good. If you don't want the color one, you can turn this off and you can process the point cloud a little bit faster. But the color point cloud is actually worth it, and you can use it for reverse engineering dynamic object filtering. So it will remove the moving object, like when you have a pedestrian or a moving car. And in this project we don't have that, so I will turn this off. Distortion, remove a photo output. I'm not sure what is that actually do, so I will leave it to off. And output format, the standard format is LAS. So after this processing, it's going to give you the output of the point cloud in color and the non-color version as the LAS file format. And you can also choose the other type of files, but I will choose LAS because I'm going to bring it to the Autodesk recap that is compatible with the LAS. You move it here, start the calculation. Click on the start the calculation. Okay, now it's calculating. This is the CPU usage. So if you have multi-core CPU, like this one is Core i9 14900K, which has 24 cores, the physical cores, it's going to use both the physical core and the hyper threading. Keep that in mind that you need a beefy CPU to process this point cloud. And the memory usage, I found that the maximum memory usage is 20 gigabyte, and if we use the GPU as well during the image processing, mapping the color. I haven't tried with the AMD Ryzen yet, but I will. 32 gigs of RAM should be enough for most work. Click on the project folder and click on the output. It will contain the output files. It takes about 40 minutes to process the non-color point cloud. About 15 minutes later, it's output the colorized point cloud. Okay, if you want to look at the result, you can click here, Attribute Query. This is the color version, and you can switch mode to the first person. So you can use WASD on your keyboard to walk and use the scroll wheel to control the speed. See, I can clearly see the scaffolding. Okay, you can use Q and E key on your keyboard to go up and down. See, with the color point cloud, even though the detail of the scan is not that high, but you can use the color to identify the position. If you want to measure the distance, you can click here. And you can just drag one point to the other point, and you say 3.761. See, there are blind spot on the floor. Okay, here's a blind spot because I walked backward into this area. Okay, let's check non-color version. Okay, this is the non-color version. It's the same, but it has denser point cloud. You can also do the cross-section view. Now I'm aligning the point cloud using the cloud compare because Chat Studio doesn't have this function. And now I'm checking the parallelness of the second floor and the third floor. Now second floor is parallel to the first floor and also the third floor. So this scan has no noticeable drifting and all the floor are parallels. I noticed that some sharp corner on the ceiling and the beams is not sharp, it's round. And now I'm inspecting the wall parallelness. This is the only LiDAR scanner that I have tested so far that gives 100% wall parallelness on the third floor, second floor, and the first floor. Especially this room in the second floor, I have to go through a very narrow corridor before I can enter the room, and it gives a very good result. This is the first floor, all parallel. This is Autodesk recap. Now I'm doing the layer separation between the floor and the wall so that I can turn it on and off in the Autodesk Winter. Okay, now I'm doing the reverse in Autodesk Winter. Reversing the building is much easier than reverse mechanical part from the 3D scanner. Okay, for the wall, floor, ceiling, I think it's easy to reverse. I don't find any issue, and the color is quite accurate that you can see the position of the outlet and the lighting, the tube, the pipe from the color. I use a measuring tape and a calibrated laser lens finder to check the accuracy of the 3D scan. And then I will compare with the reading from the cloud compare. I have already aligned the scan data to the X and Y axis, and I will use the delta value for comparison. If I measure point to point from a large flat area like the floor, the wall, and the ceiling, the error is less than 10 millimeters. But if I measure it from the furniture like the cupboard, the refrigerator, the error is higher, around 20 millimeters. Accuracy on the large flat area is higher than the smaller area. Something to note. This is very interesting. Okay, next I'm going to measure a long distance, about 30 meters. So each block of this housing project is 5 meters wide, and they're built with precast concrete. So each block has only a few millimeters of the accuracy alert. You can see from the phone screen that the starting and the end point is not matching. Let's see if the SLAM algorithm can fix this. They have a function to remove the dynamic object. I forgot to turn it on. Okay, you can use the scroll wheel on the mouse to increase or decrease the speed. Okay, even though the density of the point cloud is not that much in the detail if you want to scan the position of the pipe, but the color camera, it helps identify the position of the pipe. So the position of the window and small pipe is visible to the color camera. You will see that in CAD software as well, and the color is very good. Yeah. Let's check the front here. That's my house. Because one house is 5 meters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Six block will be 30 meters, right? 30 meters. 30.009. That's very accurate. Let's try measuring the area. (330 square meter). The measurement tools that is given here is good. Okay, long distance measurement, accurate. Interior scanning, accurate. So it's good enough for using in construction. Okay, let's talk about the blind spot. This chassis one used LiDAR 360 sensor, and they put it at 25 degrees angle. So it's made 25 degrees angle to the floor. When you're carrying it with your hands, it's going to be about the chest level. For my height, it's going to be 1.3 meters. If you divide 1.3 by 10, 25 degrees, it's going to be somewhere around 2.8 meters. So you are going to have a blind spot on the floor in a circle like this. It's not going to detect anything on the floor 2.8 meters in front of you. So you need to move. If you are walking forward or backward, it's going to clear out the blind spot. This is how it works. But for the ceiling, you are going to capture more ceiling than the floor, because there's going to be a blind spot here on the ceiling. I think it's somewhere around 60 degree angle. But from here to the ceiling, it depends on the height of your building. So you're going to have a blind spot over your head in a circle. The chassis one can capture a lot more on the ceiling than the floor. Some LiDAR manufacturer, they put this sensor upside down. They put it like this so that it can capture more of the floor than the ceiling. Okay, I have spent a full day testing this chassis one LiDAR scanner. This is what I found that it's very good at is the build quality. The body of the scanner is made from die-cast aluminum, and also the battery handles. And I also found that the locking mechanism is very sturdy. There's no play at all when it's locking, and the accuracy of the RGB camera sensors and the LiDAR is very accurate, so there's no color shifting from the point cloud, and you can use the color to specify the location of some object like the power outlet, the pipe on the ceiling. Even though the LiDAR is not giving highest resolution, but the RGB camera is working very well, so that's what I like. Number 2 is the connectivity. Many of the LiDAR scanner, it doesn't come with a display, and you are going to rely on the display on your mobile phone. Some LiDAR scanner, it has difficulty to connect the phone to the LiDAR, so if you cannot connect it, so you cannot operate it. Sometimes I have to come back from the job site empty hand because the scanner refused to connect to the phone, so I cannot initiate the scanning. I made like more than 10 scans today and yesterday with the C1. It connects very quickly to the mobile phone. There is no failure at all or when I try to connect it. To me, this is a survey equipment. It has to be reliable, so when you drive to a job site very far from your office and it's not working, that's going to be a waste of time. So over 10 scans that I made with this one, it works every time. The apps, it's no error, no crashing. And for the accuracy, when scanning a large surface like the wall, the floor, the ceiling, the accuracy is very high comparing with the scanner that using the same LiveWorks 360. It's under 10 mm. So when scanning a larger surface area, it's going to give a higher accuracy than scanning in a smaller surface area. This is what I like the most, is the tracking performance. You see in the video that it's tracked very well. It limits the user scanning speed to just 1 meter per second, so you need to walk a bit slower. So if you walk faster than 3.6 kilometers per hour, it's going to give you a warning. And if you are scanning indoor, narrow space, you're going to walk even slower than that. When I scan the 3-story house, I walk somewhere around less than 0.5 meters per second. So it would take a longer time to scan, but it tracks very well. So if you use the technique that I show in the video, walking backward, walking sideways, avoid that. When you are entering the narrow space, this can scan almost any scenario. Okay, here's my first test on the Chair C1. It's a very long video. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video.